All right, the lights are bright, the scouts are in their seats, and the future of your financial franchise is literally on the line. Tonight, we're talking about one thing: drafting your very first investments.
So, think about this for a second. What if picking your first investments felt just like the NBA draft? It's kind of a fun way to look at it, but honestly, it's also a really powerful one. You see, every single year, NBA teams draft players to build their future. They are making huge bets on who is going to shape their team for decades. And guess what? Your money works the exact same way.
These first picks, the very first players you bring onto your financial roster, they become the foundation of your entire team. They're the ones who set the stage for all of your long-term growth and success. So yeah, you got to choose wisely.
Okay, let's head into the war room. It is time to break down the game film, analyze every single prospect on the draft board, and see who's really got what it takes to join our team.
All right, with the first pick in the draft, you know what everyone's thinking about. That high lottery pick. That player with explosive, game-changing potential. The one who could be a total superstar. Well, in the investing world, that's your individual stock.
So let's look at the scouting report for this player. An individual stock is exactly what it sounds like. You own a small piece of a specific company, maybe like a Nike or a Tesla. Now, its biggest strength? That huge upside, the potential for way higher returns over the long haul. But, and this is a big but, the weakness is just as real. It comes with a lot more risk, and if the company were to go bankrupt, you, the shareholder, you're the last person in line to get paid. It's the absolute definition of a high-risk, high-reward pick. And that high-reward part is exactly why you take the risk in the first place. You see this number? This is the engine that builds financial dynasties. Historically, stocks have returned an average of about 9.7% a year. And with the power of compounding, that rate of growth is exactly what makes a high upside player so incredibly valuable for your long-term success.
But look, you can't build a team with only flashy rookies, right? You absolutely need a steady, proven veteran, that all-star who shows up every single night and just gets the job done. In our world, this is your index fund.
An index fund isn't trying to be a superstar. Its whole job is to be the entire market. It's basically a portfolio that's built to track a market index, like the S&P 500, which is just the 500 biggest companies in the US. Its strength is that you get instant, broad diversification at a super low cost. The trade-off, well, it's designed to match the market's performance, not to beat it. And for your core veteran, that's exactly what you want, just reliable, consistent performance, year in and year out.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. The legend himself, Warren Buffett, says that a simple, low-cost index fund is going to outperform most professional money managers over time. This is your franchise player, the one you build the whole team around.
Okay, so every single championship team needs a deep bench. You've got to have those versatile players who can fill different roles and give you some serious flexibility. So, meet the ETF, or the exchange-traded fund.
You should think of an ETF as like the ultimate hybrid player. It gives you all the broad diversification of an index fund, but you can buy and sell it all day long, just like an individual stock. That flexibility, that's its greatest strength. The potential weakness, though, is that because it's so easy to trade, it can tempt you into making a lot of frequent moves based on emotion, and that can really hurt your returns in the long run. So it's a powerful tool, for sure, but it's one that requires discipline.
All right, we've scouted the talent. Now it's time for the real strategy. Let's talk about building your starting lineup and creating a balanced portfolio.
This is so important. I mean, you can have the best scorer in the entire league, but if you don't have any defense or any teamwork, you're not winning a championship. It's the exact same thing with investing. You just can't rely on one high-flying stock. You need balance and you need diversification.
So, here's what a potential starting lineup could look like for a rookie investor. 50%, half of your portfolio, goes to our reliable veteran, that core S&P 500 index fund. That's your foundation. Then, 30% goes to the versatile bench, maybe a diversified ETF to add some depth. And you save that last 20% for your high-potential rookies, a few individual stocks that you really believe in. You see how they all work together? Now listen up, here's a crucial tip straight from the coach's playbook. The experts at BKF Investing School recommend this. Put no more than 10% of your total yearly investment into any single individual stock. This simple rule prevents one risky rookie from hurting your whole team if they just don't pan out.
Okay, we've got our players, we have our lineup. But to actually win, we need the right mentality. We need to have a championship mindset.
This right here is probably the biggest misconception for new investors. Everybody thinks their job is to go out and find the next Amazon or the next Tesla before anybody else does. But that's not the game we're playing here. Honestly, that's just speculating. It's not investing.
The real goal is to build a solid, diversified team of assets that just grows steadily over time. It's about drafting a roster that's built to last, one that can win championships for you not just this season, but for decades to come.
So what's the one thing you should take away from all this? It's really simple. Forget about chasing the hot stock tip. Just focus on building a well-rounded portfolio. Smart general managers, smart investors, they draft strong, balanced teams, not just individual star players.
So now you have the playbook. You've scouted all the prospects, and you know the rules of the game. The only question left is this. As the general manager of your own wealth, what's your first draft pick going to be?